Today we are starting a new series where I'm going to replay/play all 5 Mario and Luigi RPGs. Now this started, of course, back in, I guess, 2003 with Superstar Saga. This was a childhood classic of mine, but I don't know if I've ever actually beaten it. There are a couple of points where I tend to fall off whenever I go back to this game, but I intend to actually beat it all the way through this time. And it's been a while since I've gotten to, like, the furthest point that I have ever gotten to, if that makes sense. And I'll kind of give the rundown of the different versions of the games that I'm going to be playing and my experience with them as we go, but I do kind of want to just get started with this. And really, like, I've been looking for an excuse to go back to these games and, you know, play the ones that I haven't played. And I think that streaming them just makes a lot of sense for that. Now, the reason why... Well, I guess I could read the dialogue. I wish it improved my kingdom's ties with the Mushroom Kingdom. I bring a gift from Queen Bean. I'm not gonna imitate the laugh because we can hear it. Right, and so Cackletta and Fawful steal Princess Peach's voice, which they're gonna explain, but the setup for this game is very unique. Now, I do like that it largely takes place outside of the Mushroom Kingdom, like in a completely new setting. I will say that GBA text blown up on this screen is a little bit hard on the eyes, but that's right, we get to play as Toad. Go walk into Mario in the shower. Catch a glimpse of that Italian sausage. Ah, yes, stomping on him is gonna improve the situation. But I guess that's the only way Mario knows how to communicate, except for the Italian gibberish that is so beloved and memed. But yeah, the reason why I've decided to play the GBA version as opposed to the 3DS remake is, one, for nostalgia, because this is the version I grew up with. I've heard that the additional modes and some of the changes in the remake were kind of questionable. And so it's one of those things where I'd rather just play the OG. And also, because Partners in Time, which is the second game in this series, doesn't have a remake, I feel like it'd be kind of jarring. I need to get used to this. I feel like it'd be kind of jarring doing like the 3DS version of Superstar Saga, then back to the only version of Partners in Time, which is on the DS. And then, like, potentially back and forth between DS and 3DS. I'd rather just do GBA, DS, and then I'm actually going to do the 3DS version of Bowser's Inside Story. No. I just fucked up the timing really badly. I feel like I'm late on that. One of your top 5 GBA games ever. Mother 3, Zero 3, FE8, and Wario Land 4. Nice, dude. That is a really solid top 5. I can get on board with that. But yeah, once we get to Bowser's Inside Story, I'm gonna do the 3DS version of that, and then obviously the last two are both on 3DS as well. Yes, no, the duo attacks in this game are awesome. You wanna know how? No. Yeah, this game and Bowser's Inside Story are the only ones that I've played substantially. I played a little... I played more than a little bit of Dream Team when it first came out, but I don't know how far I was into Dream Team, but I fell off of that game at a certain point. But But there is a good amount of, I'm very familiar with the early game of this game. I've started it like a million times. Oh, the duo characters. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. I don't know if I've ever gotten to that point. Maybe once. The elemental guys, like, I remember the hand power, but I've maybe gotten to that point, like, once. Perpetrator came from the Beaming Kingdom. And then I can kidnap her. Classic. It is always fun when the Mario Bros have to team up with Bowser. Even if it is brief. Although, I know like Alpha Dream is shut down and stuff, which sucks. But it would have been nice for Partners in Time to get a 3DS remake, because that's the only game that's not playable on 3DS. Which, like, is understandable, because I think it's the one that sold probably the least, or the worst. But, oh well. How thick the sprite's outlines seem. Yeah, it's, sometimes blowing up GBA games on a big screen makes it look bad, but I think the outlines do help with that. Suspicious looking areas. Precious belonging. Cool. But yeah, I think playing through those first two Paper Mario games really got me in the mood to check these out. Sure. You know where Lord Bowser's going. I don't know what happens if you lie to him. I think he just shows up late, but... Because I doubt that you get anything special from doing that, probably. I love the gibberish, though. This shit's classic. Yo, make a save. Never played Paper Mario 2. Telling you missed the best Mario RPG. I really like Thousand Year Door. It's very good. It'd be tricky to determine where I'd rank it. I probably did like it better than Paper Mario 64 overall. But I think my intention once I'm done playing through these games, it'd be fun to do like a Mario RPG tier list where I do like Super Mario RPG, the first two Paper Mario games, because those are the only ones that are really RPGs, like turn-based RPGs at least. And then these 5 games. So what is that? Like 8 games total? That could make for a decent tier list. And Luigi's like, nope, I'm sitting out this time. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't remember like when I got my copy for this game or how I was introduced to it. I feel like there was definitely a friend of mine when I was a kid that had it, but I don't know if that was my incentive to get it or what the exact deal was with that. Are you signing up to join my crew? I see, I see. You wanted me to bring you along that badly, huh? Eh? Don't be modest. Yeah, and the one missing guy, that's right. Hahaha. For one deserter. I do remember, we'll get to this shortly, but the jump roping minigame that you need to do, I remember that being like weirdly a hurdle for me when I was a child. Green guy. The disrespect. Yeah, we'll kind of speed up through the saving sequences. Bowser Batty's recently added a new member. He's in training until we land. It's interesting that you would think that select would be swap and start would be pause. I could always change it. But I always thought it was so cool and novel that you do control Mario with A and Luigi with B. Like, there is something about that that's very cool. Yeah, no passports. Or no passport pictures.
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Give that thumbs up. Okie dokie. Nice. So no retakes. Brutal. I like it though. Luigi being scared in his portrait is fitting. Yeah, I haven't really thought of a distinct stopping point for tonight. It's just gonna be... It's like I know the first couple of bosses and stuff, I just don't know how long it's really gonna take. Oh nice, we can just skip the tutorial? It's kind of lit, though. Oh. Kind of. Hey, what's up, Eric? Yeah, I already know this stuff. A little late. It's like in this game compared to the Paper Mario games, you have to act a little bit earlier than usual. Yeah, it's good to be back. Vacation was good. I'd call that more of a business trip, but whenever I take a business trip, it's usually pretty enjoyable because I get to get back together with some of my friends from college. But no, it was good. It was nice. And apologies about last time with the chat not responding to y'all. It literally wasn't showing me any messages. And then I ended the stream, or I like alt-tabbed out of my game, and then like everything appeared at once, and I was like, wait. And it was like, you know, connection error, reconnected, and I'm like, that was like the first I was seeing of that, but I swear I didn't mean to ignore you guys. I was kind of bummed about that after the fact. I was like, damn. Because that was actually a decent stream. I was feeling kind of bummed because it seemed like no one was in chat, and then discovering that after the fact, I was like, ah. But it's all good. Yeah, no, for sure. I was just trying to figure out like why that was the case, but I guess what's done is done. I'm just like, I don't know why that would have been, why that happened. Right, preemptive strike here. But I am, of course, still playing Persona 3 Reload. That's like the only game that I'm playing, but... Yeah, I don't know if it was like... My first thought was like, maybe it was anti-cheat or something, like De Novo was causing issues. But like, the first stream, when I did like 8 hours straight, that was like... Or not straight, but you know, an 8-hour stream, that was like... There were no technical problems with that. But yeah, shit happens. Now, I never know what to pick for these. Probably just go power for now. Yeah, I think there's some trick to always getting the max roll on those two, but... Yeah, Stash, I forget what that influence is. Nice. Alright, put him in a barrel. But yeah, P3 Reload has been amazing so far. There's definitely a couple of small nitpicks, but like, by and large, it's like insane. Can you have these growths for Fire Emblem? Yeah, right. Oh, I forgot I was going to speed up through these, yeah. Whoops. Alright, so that calls the crane. I don't think there's anything else to do right here. Yeah, I like the battle system in these games quite a bit. I'd say like the Mario and Luigi games are probably my favorite integration of timed hits in RPGs, because usually it's kind of clunkily implemented. It is funny though, because I guess it had been at least a month since I played Thousand Year Door, but I think that was the last turn-based RPG I'd played besides Pokemon Volt White. Before playing P3 Reload, I found myself actually trying to like time attacks in P3, even though that's not a thing. At least in the beginning. But damn, that game is so good. It's almost like it's even more faithful than I anticipated. Primarily in that it's just like a very slow burn. Maybe even more so than P4 and P5, but I feel like a lot of the things that happen and character development and stuff feels more earned, or at least it just feels earned generally because of that slow burn nature. And the vibes are just amazing. It's still one of those games where whenever I boot it up, it's like very surreal. I'm like, I can't believe this game exists. Like, actually, especially if you go back and listen to my very first Persona video on the channel, or like the first two about the 25th anniversary, where I'm like, what if a P3 remake happens? Like, being like pretty fresh off of playing it for the first time. Very cool that actually happened, that we live in a timeline where I was correct about that game. You played Partners in Time, and you love the turn-based RPG combat in there. Yeah, that's one of the only ones that I have not played. I remember borrowing a friend's copy and playing against like one of the mid to late game bosses, and like not being able to beat it, but that's the one I probably have the least experience with besides Paper Jam, which I've avoided just because it seems like it's not very good, but technically the only one I've beaten is Bowser's Inside Story, and that was years ago. But I've played at least the first half of this game several times, if not many times, and this intro like a ton. You've only played Partners in Time? Okay. Okay. Yeah, Partners in Time, that's the one that tends to get ignored a lot. Yeah, the Shroobs, I think they're called, with a B, I believe. I love the way Bowser, like that literally makes no sense in universe, but have it your way. Burger King? Burger King Koopa? Oh, he does, okay. But I'm very interested in Partners in Time because it actually utilizes the X and Y buttons for the babies, which I think is cool. And I guess Bowser's Inside Story used X and Y for Bowser's attacks and whatnot. Yeah, I'm very curious about it. The intention is to go through all 5 of them. So that should be fun. That's one of the few DS games where I'm like, where I haven't played it and I still want to, kind of deal. I smell foul roses such as you. Dude, seeing Fawful again is bringing back so many memories, because I remember really wanting Fawful to be like in Smash. I guess it would have been Brawl. That would have been kind of a cool niche kind of thing. Final Smash could have had Cackletta show up. Like, I don't know. But that was back in the days too where like Geno from Mario RPG seemed like a possibility as well. And like really like Geno is cool, but I don't know, now that I've played Mario RPG, I'm like, I don't really get the hype, besides the design being cool. But I also kind of just don't get the hype behind Super Mario RPG generally, but it's whatever. I'm sure there's games that I love from my childhood that people don't understand the love for, maybe. Can't think of what that might be, but I mean, I guess like Battle Network or Pokemon generally. There's as a blanket thing. Good old Border Patrol.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We gotta hop the border, literally.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Oh, I have 3 lives, I see. Thankfully, it's the same every time, so you can kind of like memorize it, but... Shit. Oh shit. Okay, lit. You play Bowser's Inside Story with the switch between Bowser. Yeah, I really like getting to play as Bowser in that game. The thing that I don't like about Bowser's Inside Story is the over-reliance on like DS gimmicks. And it's weird because as far as I know, Partners in Time doesn't have many DS gimmicks. Maybe there's some touchscreen stuff. But like Bowser's has like a lot of touchscreen stuff, and you have to flip it on its side as well, like the DS on its side, which I guess is cool. It's cool leveraging the system to that degree, I guess, but games with those kinds of features are very inaccessible in a way that I don't like. That's like the only thing. And I'm hoping the 3DS version maybe cut back on that, but the 3DS can do pretty much anything the DS can, except for the microphone, maybe? But since we're playing the 3DS version of Bowser's, once we get there, was it? I won't have to worry about that. And Citra is a little bit more flexible when it comes to reorienting the screen display, like flipping it vertically or whatever. It's gonna be a little bit easier. And plus, since I've already beaten the DS version back in the day, I'd like to see what the 3DS version changed. I probably didn't need a save here, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, dude, P3 Reload is really, like, it's really excellent. It literally very much is just P3, but better. Like, the combat changes alone are major. Combat and presentation, honestly. Like, there's a couple of small presentation nitpicks, like the lighting in the dorm is a little bit flat. which is weird. And then like there's been a couple of animation clipping issues in the social sim exploration elements. And like it's still a very slow burn narratively, and Tartarus is still Tartarus, but it is better. And I've never really been a Tartarus hater either, but it really is one of those games where like if you don't like P3 for some reason, then I don't think that reload is going to change your mind. But if you like P3, or if you've never played it before, it's definitely an improvement on the PS2 version. Well, it's definitely an improvement on both, honestly, in different ways. And if you've never played it before, then yeah, it's like the perfect jumping on point. Especially if the answer, which is like the epilogue story that was introduced in FES, which was like the enhanced version on the PS2, if that gets adapted, then there's really no reason to play FES. Because the only reason to play FES right now would be for the answer, which I don't really think is like that crucial, but some people might disagree. I don't know. Yeah, PS5 is expensive. I'm glad. I genuinely think that building a PC, or even if you don't want to build it, but like PC gaming is just like so, I don't want to say convenient, because like in some sense it's not, but the fact that I built this system in 2020, like late 2020, and it's still serving me well now. I did a couple of upgrades here and there within that first year or so, but generally it's been like, I haven't had to upgrade the GPU since I got a 3070 back like a few months after I built it. I just used like a placeholder GPU in the meantime, and I got like some more RAM because I was doing some, you know, more intensive video editing and shit, but I upgraded the CPU at some point, but like I sold my old CPU and basically broke even on it, so that's like another thing too. But it's just nice like having a system that is, I guess, as old as a PS5 and it's like still holding up just fine. The main issue is like you have games like Jedi Survivor and some others that are good games that don't run well on PC, which is unfortunate. But thankfully, like, pretty much every game that I've wanted to play on PC day one hasn't had performance issues from what I've seen. And if it has, I was just gonna wait for a sale anyway, like The Last of Us Part 1, for instance. Oh, speaking of, and like Steam sales are insane. So like you spend way less on games, I feel like, than if you were playing on console, but it kind of depends, because you could buy physical games for console and like resell them to get most of your money back, or just buy a used copy in general. And even then, like, sales on the digital storefronts for consoles tend to be, I think, pretty good. But Steam is kind of another level, where especially if there's older games that you have an eye on, you just wishlist it, and the next time it's on sale, you're gonna get it for pennies on the dollar. It's ridiculous. In a good way. I never know what to invest in. Maybe, like, if we can get an HP buff, like a decent one. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I forget if this is where I need to go or not. This is where we learn our first bros attacks. The thing with gaming on PC, though, is like the upfront investment is pretty expensive. But that's what my, that's what the stimulus checks went towards primarily. Well, and my teaching assistant stipend at the time. Definitely helped with that. These guys' faces freak me out a little bit. I was during the pandemic, so I didn't get to, like, really teach as much as I would have liked. I was kind of, like, in not a great mental state, so I had to, like, cut back on my teaching load and whatever, but that was something that I did technically do. It would have been nice to do it in person, because then I maybe would have felt more motivated to, like, really, like, take more ownership over it, I guess, but... So I taught at, the university that I went to, and it was for, like, applied saxophone, so, like, applied lessons. So I would teach... Well, it was tricky because it was remote, so, like, I guess the undergrads would send me their recordings of whatever pieces they were working on, or, like, trying to submit for competitions or recitals or whatever. And I would give feedback, and that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, like, it would have been more like teaching just regular private lessons for the most part if it had been in person. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool. And I mean, like, I've done some more teaching kinds of stuff. I've done some more teaching kinds of stuff with my quartet, who is pretty active. And mostly just, like, coachings of other quartets around the state of Texas and, like, kind of doing that kind of thing. But it's chill. Yeah, teaching remote was tough, and I just wasn't in a good headspace generally, so I don't know that I was, like, handling it as best I could, I guess. But it was an opportunity that I was very thankful for, though. It's gonna take some getting used to on what position I need to be in for these. But these moves are cool. I think this is the biggest thing, where, like, you get these abilities for traversal, but you also use them in combat, because this is what influences the bros attacks, or what inspires them, as it were. Nice. Yeah, a lot of students, teachers, and professors were struggling with that. Yeah, it was definitely not an ideal scenario, given everything that was going on. We can't go this way. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where to go. Pretty sure it's up this way. And then we switch. Yeah. Well, this is not where I need to go, but... Or wait, yes it is. That's how I got up there. So now they're gonna teach us bros attacks. Which are very fun to execute. And I'd say the dynamism when it comes to traversal in these games is something that I kind of missed in Paper Mario. Especially the Thousand Year Door. Where, like, this game kind of, or the Mario and Luigi games generally have more of like a puzzle platforming element to them. Or not even like, well, there's some puzzly kinds of stuff, yeah. Probably a good way to put it. With the difficulty levels, the modes can be changed. So this, like, slows them down, I think. Mode 2 is without slow motion, Mode 3 is without button icons. In the most difficult mode will benefit you greatly. Do the harder modes deal more damage or something? Alright, this is the way back. Okay, I think I just need to traverse my way on this upper level. Yeah, and then I think I just spin from here. Which, like, you can barely make it. Kind of. How many coins do I have? 85? Alright, I guess I'll need to defeat enemies then to get the last of them. Oh, there's a block up there, though. Hold up. There's a couple blocks over here. Hold up. But how do I get up there, though? Oh, I see. What is the purpose of this, though? So that's like, I don't have quite enough, 94. Yeah. I'll have to defeat a couple of enemies. I don't know how large the drops are, but... Nice. Alright, so one more encounter. Maybe this wasn't the best path to go because I'm gonna have to do that whole puzzle over again. Yeah, these are only single targets, so I think I'm gonna just do this. Whoops. A little bit early on my part. This battle theme is classic, though. I remember when Pokemon Sword and Shield came out, and Hop's theme was revealed, or like whenever the game came out, and whatever, and people were like, why does this sound like the Superstar Saga battle theme? And I agree. Whatever the fuck it is. BP or power. So that should be enough coins, right? Yeah, 106. Oops, I keep wanting to press select for swapping. Ah, fuck. Why did I think that was the exit, though? I might swap start and select, because I still find it kind of odd that they seem flipped from what you would assume their functions would be. Alright, that's better. I did it again. There's not like options, is there? No. That's all good. I'll make a save, and we're not like fully healed, but I don't think this boss fight's gonna prove to be an issue. That was very bad. Only 3 damage, damn. It's always seen Mario's more offensive and Luigi more defensive. Yeah, I think I'd have to look at their growths, because I'd imagine it is weirdly kind of like Fire Emblem, where they have a higher likelihood of increasing certain stats. It's weird that Bro's attacks do so little, though. Maybe that's what stash influences? I don't know. I looked away for a second, but... Okay, that time was on me, just timing-wise. Just a hair late. Okay, I need to be more careful. Maybe it's good to go for HP on those first couple of level ups. I was nervous I was gonna be too late. Yeah, it's like I could use an item, but I was just gonna... I'll just clutch it instead. I kind of think going for more HP might be the play, or maybe defense. Why does it always have to be one, man? You played the Mario Luigi game so many times. One of your favorites ever. When Alpha Dream went bankrupt. Hopefully we'll see a return. Yeah, that was unfortunate. I mean, it's not all that surprising that they did go under. It sucks, but like, when they put out, I don't remember what year the Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story remakes came out, but I know it was like when the 3DS was on its way out. And I feel like if that last remake, which probably would have been Bowser's, right? If that was made for the Switch instead, man, it's like they went out of... It's like Alpha Dream went bankrupt just before a system where you can sell pretty much anything. If that makes sense. Because, like, even the most niche Nintendo games sell 1 million plus copies on Switch, at least. If not many, multiple millions. I do hope the series comes back at some point, though. That would be cool. Or at the very least, like, a collection for the Switch successor. It just kind of is a bummer that Partners in Time, like I was saying before, doesn't have a 3DS version. Because I could conceivably just bundle all 5 together, but... Yeah, put the remake on Switch and or do a new release, but... Bald-faced lies, the Superstars of the Mushroom Kingdom would never come here. Or an odd helmet and spoke of mustard and fink rats. Yeah, so awful. We're gonna need the hammer for that, which we don't get for a little while. I like the unique NPC designs in this game, though. It's cool. I think we go down here, or maybe this is the wrong way, but... Oh no, this is the right way, yeah. Fawful drops the statue, we need to go get the hammer to break it, and then we move forward from there. A pair of fink rats that swooped in with a Bowser that I hate. While I was busy with Beasley, you have been catching me. I have fury. Smearing the butter of her next tasty plan over Bean Bean Castle. What? Fawful is such an interesting linguist. This statue always reminded me of Battle Network for some reason. Like this, I think it reminds me of maybe the statue in the Undernet Square in BN3. It's got the same pose. Yeah, Fawful's dialogue is very eccentric. I like Fawful. Solid character. I was glad when he came back in, well actually I don't know if Fawful's in Partners in Time. I don't think so, since I haven't played it, but the fact that he's in Bowser's Inside Story is nice. I gotta say, this rendition of the Underground theme always made me feel uneasy when I was a kid. Like, it's kind of groovy, but it's like... it's very atmospheric at the start. He makes a small appearance in Partners in Time, but isn't a major part. That makes sense. Makes sense. I don't know why sometimes I need to like press more firmly or something. Sometimes it feels like my inputs don't get registered when jumping at the very least. I'm probably just not pressing hard enough. I might be due for a new controller, in fact. Like, it still works fine, but it is fairly old, relatively speaking, for a controller at least. Yeah, big Mario. He chonky. Can you repeat that or not? Oh. Oh, just a coin every time? Imagine, like, farming coins by... oh, I didn't mean to do that. Imagine just farming coins in the early game, doing that for God knows how long. It's a very late game thing. Got some, like, Metroidvania type exploration elements in this game, which I dig. I guess, well, I guess the Paper Mario games kind of have that too. And this always reminded me of A Link to the Past. The Jump and Hammer Kings, but with no hammer. We need hoo-hoo blocks from the mountaintop. Okay. But I need to get past that statue, right? Or... because these guys are building. That's not completed until we beat the boss of the mountain, I think. I'm pretty sure. wish I remembered more. We'll just talk around town. Path heading left. Maybe there's some other entrance or something. Blablanodon? Oh. I gotta prepare for these blocks being multi-coin blocks and not like trying to move on too early. That's the way back, definitely not the right path. Oh, I think your house is a little bit broken. Why are their houses all fucked up, though? Countless jokes developed by the ancient Hoo-Hoo civilization. Yeah, I forgot, like, each location in this game is based on a type of laughing or something. We've got Hoo-Hoo Village, and there's, like, Teehee Valley. And there's some others like that. Chuckala Woods, I think. Oh, wait, maybe I just need to talk to everyone and then the bridge gets fully built or something? Is there an NPC I miss? I talked to you already. Pretty sure I talked to everyone over here. Pretty sure. I talked to you. I think this is a very, like, of this era kind of thing, where I think I just need to speak to all the NPCs. Which is probably just, like, one random one that I missed. My thing is, like, the player should feel incentivized to talk to the NPCs because they want to, not because it's mandatory. It's something that bothers me in the Battle Network games as well, when it's like, oh, just go talk to everyone so they can exposit at you before you can progress. Sometimes it's fun, like with the zoo exhibits in BN3, but like, eh. The problem is when an RPG has too many NPCs to reliably interact with. Or wait, can I just interact with this maybe? No. I think I've already talked to everyone down here, though. Go talk to the villagers for a while and come back. I thought I talked to everyone, though. That's why I'm confused. Oh. Wow, okay. Now we can actually progress. I used to think these guys were supposed to be pairs, but I think they're just different types of beans, right? A beanie. Yo-ho! I think going for HP is the right call. Stop giving me one drops though. What is fun about these types of RPGs, though, is that if you are skilled enough, you could hypothetically beat the entire game without leveling up. Assuming that you can actually deal damage. And it's not like a Fire Emblem thing where, you know, if you don't get strength growths, eventually you're not going to be able to actually damage enemies because your strength doesn't outpace their defense. But it's nice because it kind of provides that level of challenge, you know? I think POW and defense should be main focus around the start of the game. Do a small bit of HP, and then around mid-game start focusing a bit on stash. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I think focusing on power does make sense, though. Especially because with the active elements... That was bad. With the active elements, you can essentially be as defensive as your skill allows, as your timing allows. And also, obviously, the more damage you deal, the shorter you're in battle with these potentially dangerous threats. Hence, you know, the best defense is a good offense. I think I might go defense here. 2, not bad, not bad, not bad. That doesn't seem right. No, I can't quite make it. Okay, so we need Chubby Mario for this. Although we need to activate the fountain first. And this activates the tornado. That doesn't help. I need to spin into it. Get this first. Ah, shit, I fucked it up. Yeah, it's like a save, sure. Lining these up can be kind of tricky. It's somewhat lenient, though, at least. But yeah, I've been trying to figure out, like, what to do a video on this weekend, because I'm like, I don't really have anything prepared. I actually spent a good amount of time, like, trimming down that initial P3 stream, but I think just leaving it up as is fine. I just have a feeling that if I release like a cut down version, it's not going to get many views anyway, so. Because historically, when I've tried to do stuff like that, it hasn't really worked. What topic specifically? Well, my initial instinct would be to do like a Persona 3 Reload first impressions or like early impressions. Not really early though. I'm probably like halfway through at this point. I played that shit ton this weekend primarily. But I don't like the idea of that, because whenever I've tried to force out early impressions videos, or like whenever I've done a review of a game that oh, I see what I need to do. Whenever I've done a review of a game that I'm like too fresh on and I haven't taken the time to reflect, I ultimately end up not really liking those videos in retrospect. And in the long term end up taking them down because my mind changes too drastically, or production is not as good because my thoughts aren't like fully fleshed out and whatnot. So I'm not exactly sure. I wanted to do a video on Fallout New Vegas because that's a game that like I had struggled to get into in the past that I beat for the first time recently. But the thing is, like, I've only done one playthrough, and I'm like, I feel like that game warrants multiple playthroughs before speaking on it, because part of the appeal is the choice and consequences and stuff like that. So I might hold that video kind of in my back pocket. Like when I feel the itch to replay New Vegas, or like do a second run, then after that maybe I'll do that. So it's tricky because I haven't really been playing much outside of P3, because leading up to P3 I was like purposefully trying not to start new games to keep my plate clear, as it were. So that's like kind of the issue. It's like I do have some videos I could throw together, but I really don't. I don't want to like force make something that I'm not like super interested in making. Because that's another thing where whenever I try to force myself to make a video on a topic that I'm not entirely sold on, it never pans out the way that I want it to. Rarely. Maybe I could throw something together P3 related, though. Because I've still been, like, taking footage, capturing footage of it as I've been going through. Or, well, okay, there is a particular video topic that I could do. I feel like it's a little bit early to do it, but I don't want to give it away, but it is Atlas related. But I'd like to wait on that too. I don't know. I'll have to look at my brainstorm and kind of figure something out. Oh, I remember this. This is another one similar to the border hop, where I remember this being like somewhat tricky for however old I was, 8 years old or whatever. Especially if you don't start in spin. I don't know how many I need. What? Fuck you. You really need to start in spin form. Otherwise you're kind of screwed. Lit, okay. That's actually a tighter, that's a tighter timing than I anticipated. We did it though, although we gotta fight this guy, which hopefully we can do without being fully healed. This might be a problem. Maybe I want to use an item, in fact. Let's do that. Why do I keep pressing... Alright, you actually want to destroy the other one first. Dumbass. Do I want a bros attack here? I feel like I just standard attack for now. But yeah, sorry for the kind of like non-answer as far as what I would do a video on. I'll think of something, probably. I mean, I have thought about cutting back the uploads to bi-weekly and then like always having the possibility for interstitial videos, but like I'd like to keep doing weekly uploads. It's just a matter of keeping up with that. So if I destroy this now, I'm like, I don't know what the best strat is, because he just summons one on top of himself, or what? Maybe that is the play. Like, destroy the pillar. I'm just gonna use these mushrooms, because I have so many. Like, we destroy this one, and then use the rest of my turns here, because he'll summon one on the other side. Maybe. If I played Cassette Beasts, that was one that was on my wish list a while back. I've not played it, though. I am curious about it. Of all of the non-Pokemon monster collectors, it's the one that I've been most interested in. Because a lot of... I guess this can get us into talking about Pal World a little bit, where it's like a lot of games that try to be like Pokemon just never really quite resonate in the same way. Not that I think that Pokemon's current output is good or anything, it's not. But I'm just saying, like, it's one of those where I feel like the IP is, like, kind of important. Like, actually being a Pokemon game. I just wish that that IP would be licensed out instead. But Cassette Beast looks unique enough to where I'm like, okay, this doesn't look like just a straight, not rip-off, but, like, just a straight, like, it's its own thing enough, if that makes sense. It's enough of its own thing to where I'm, like, more open to it, I guess. Might be worth checking out, though. It's also hard to parse through a lot of indie releases, because there's so many indie game releases. Whoops. Fuck. He's gotta be almost dead though, right? Maybe. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I would say indie games in general I've been kind of somewhat neglecting the past couple of years. I think partially because of the just sheer volume of releases. Oh, I see. I need to spin over there. I played some though. It's just like it's hard to find the time, especially because like a lot of games that I do make the time to play are more like known quantities, I guess. When it comes to being a certain franchise, or it's like it's an easy sell for me to be like, oh, I'll play the next Zelda game or I'll play the next Mario game, as opposed to playing, you know, indie number 30,522 or whatever, right? But then again, some of these franchises tend to, you know, they get stale after a while. Like Pokemon, for instance. And it's not necessarily just the staleness of them, it's also just the general lack of quality control. But that is an example where it's like, okay, it's like I unfortunately know what I'm getting into when I play a new Pokemon game. As opposed to it being more of a positive thing with most of the franchises that I would hold in higher regard these days. You've heard Cassette Beast is amazing. Yeah, it's got really, really good reviews on Steam. It might be overwhelmingly positive, in fact. That's one that I need to check out, though. I'll see if it's... It could even be on sale right now, because there are a good number of games on sale. The Final Fantasy Pixel remasters are on sale for the first time in a while. But they still haven't been patched with a lot of the features from the PS4 version, which is kind of unfortunate. That's kind of what I was waiting on. Maybe I grabbed them on... Like, the thing with the Pixel remasters, though, is that, like, I do think that they are worth full price. Or, well, it's like, what, 75 for all of them or something? I think that's definitely worth it, considering the quality of games generally, of those games generally, and, like, all of the quality of life improvements and just, you know, the remastering of them, as it were. But if I can get them on sale, I mean, that might be also worth it. Grab them on sale and just, like, hold off on playing them until they get patched. I'm really hoping that they do, though, sooner than later, because God, I mentioned in some of my... I think it was the Final Fantasy IX video and the Final Fantasy 15 one where I really want to go back and play FF1 through 6, which I played 4 and 6 already, but replay them. And play the ones I haven't. And I still do want to do that, but it's like why can I not do this, though? It's just shitty that the PS... Or, like, the Steam version came out first, Steam and mobile. And then when the Switch and PS4 versions came out, they got, like, better features for some reason, and then those features weren't patched into the existing versions, which makes 0 sense. I think I'm doing this wrong. Or I'm just missing it, like the perspective is fucking me up. What? Is it not that high? Oh wait, it's right here, isn't it? That's why, okay. Perspective is not entirely clear. And then high jump this? Yeah. Figured there'd be something over here. 1-up shroom. Ah, shit. We need to do it on the way back. That was kind of a clean ambush, though. And we got these dinosaurs from Mario World as well. That's fun. A little bit late. And they still get squashed the same way, that's fun. Still a Pokemon as a franchise. Pokemon as a franchise has a limited potential. Yeah, I would say, like, it's a rare occurrence where I still really love Pokemon as a franchise as well, but it's not because of their modern output. It really is because of, like, the golden era being, like, generally the first 5 gens. With some, there have been some good ones since then, I've said that before, but generally the first 5 gens being, like, kind of a golden era. Especially the DS era, I would say, if I had to pick, like, one system. But, and the potential as well. Yeah, I would agree. But that is it's a rare instance where, like, I still hold the franchise. I don't hold it in high regard, but I still have a fondness for it. But not, again, like, not because of the modern output by any means. Whereas most other franchises, it's like, there's at least some modern output that I like, I guess. Like with Zelda, well, I guess Zelda, it's like I like the Link's Awakening remake, but that was a remake of a game that was already known to be good. And I'm not, like, super hot on the open world ones, but it's like, I'm kind of softening on my... Yeah, Gen 7 was good. I'm kind of softening on my distaste for the open world Zeldas somewhat. I think there's a lot they don't do well, but I also do have to kind of acknowledge that there was a few dozen hours in both of those games that I really did, damn it, that I very much did enjoy. It's just that after those few dozen hours, I just, like, can't stand to even think about playing those games again. Compared to, like, the older 3D Zeldas. Oh, that wasn't high enough, was it? Hold up. Oh, I see what I need to do. Only modern Pokemon games you consider good are the Let's Go games and Legends. Yeah, and even then, there are problems with those games that do... I think... Oh, wait. I do think hold them back somewhat, where it's like Legends Arceus is very good, despite the technical stuff, which granted isn't as bad as Scarlet and Violet, but it's still, like, one of those things where I'm like, man, if this game had another year in the oven, it could have been, like, truly great. Yeah, BDSP were just, like, they didn't need to exist. Like, in a vacuum, BDSP are, like, I guess they're fine, but, like, you have to consider somewhat that it wasn't released in a vacuum, and that, like, Platinum is just superior in pretty much every way still. It really is just remakes that didn't need to exist. And then Sword and Shield, yeah, I mean, like, they were fine. I didn't hate them, but I also, like, don't really want to play them again, either. It's like, in retrospect, my opinion of Sword and Shield has declined pretty significantly. Whereas, like, in the moment, I thought they were, like, okay, but... And, like, Scarlet and Violet's kind of a similar thing, where it's like, when I was playing it, I was like, okay, this has some redeeming qualities, and the more I reflect on it, the more I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just, like, everyone's, like, jizzing themselves over, it being open world, but it's really just open world for open world's sake, which is something that I don't really like. Like, Pokemon's issue was not that it wasn't open world. That's far from the issue that Pokemon has had, even during the Golden Era. even during the golden era, there was a formula problem where like the formula was just too, it was too formulaic, generally. And yeah, do I think they perfected that formula in Gen 5? Yes, but it's still based on the same formula, largely. There's a little bit more nuance and better storytelling in Gen 5, but... and Gen 4 to an extent, it's like it kind of steadily increased in quality, but... I don't... especially after the way Zelda handled open world stuff, which, like, on one hand it handles it well, but on the other it doesn't. But it's just one of those things where, it's just one of those things where I don't need a Pokemon game to be open world to captivate me. That was bad, obviously. Yeah, I mean, I'm doubtful that they'll... that would have to be, like, years and years and years from now. But it's also one of those things where I've just really resigned myself to... just accepting that I'm probably not going to prefer any remake that comes out of Pokemon from here on out. I mean, if they did a proper Platinum remake specifically, then yeah, I'd welcome it, but it's like... I wouldn't expect to see anything like that for at least another 10 years, if not longer. At which point it's like, why even hold your breath, in my opinion? I think I want to destroy this. Which I don't know if I needed to use a Bros attack for that, but... ah! Keep fucking it up. That's so hard to dodge. I probably want to use an item here. Use a mushroom. When you went into Breath of the Wild after Xenoblade... I'll read it in a second, I need to dodge this. That was bad. There were a number of things Monolith did to make Xenoblade enjoyable to explore. Yeah, Breath of the Wild does feel empty, and like... But that's the point, because it's a post-apocalypse, and I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't make it interesting, though. Like, once that mystique of, like, oh, what's over there, wears off and you realize what's over there is always a Korok Seed or just another breakable weapon, once you realize that, then it's like, I feel like the air of mystery wears off and it just, the general enjoyment of the game at least wore off for me. And then I did enjoy Tears quite a bit better generally, but it still wore out its welcome, to the point where I didn't actually finish it. Got a lot further than Breath of the Wild, though, that's for sure. On my first attempt. I ended up going back to beat Breath of the Wild later, but I was like fucking pulling teeth towards the end. And you guys can watch that in real time. Like, it's not exaggerated for the sake of, like, clicks or, like, whatever the fuck. You can see my you can see my slow deterioration into madness when I'm playing Breath of the Wild on stream. I was really not feeling it by the end, man. Would I want a Let's Go Johto? I don't need a Let's Go Johto, but I'd be curious about it. I wouldn't stick my nose up at it. But there's a couple of things that need to be tweaked, like, if they're gonna make the catching more active, then they need to, like, nix the motion controls. Wow, this is really bad. The Vistas in Breath of the Wild also limited by how high you can get. Yeah, Xenoblade, like, for those watching who aren't aware, Xenoblade is one of those series I haven't been able to get into, but I played a good amount of Xenoblade 1 maybe like 2 years ago or something. And I did really like the biomes, and like the setting in that game is really interesting and cool. For me, it's the combat that I can't get into, but that is one where I want to give Xenoblade another try sometime. Fuck. Late again. God damn it. Yeah, I have been interested in doing a Zelda games tier list for a while. The problem is there's a couple of games that I would probably want to exclude, and so it's like, it wouldn't be like a completely comprehensive list, but like I'd rather just exclude games that I don't want to rank as opposed to trying to rank them from memory. Being the DS games, because I tried playing Phantom Hourglass again and I was like, I don't know, man. Those games need remakes to get rid of the touchscreen shit. And make them look not like ass. But mostly the touchscreen controls are like not my favorite. I need to jump later then? That almost seems like an attack that can only be blocked by a hammer or something. That's not what I meant to do. Fuck. Damn it. Remember chatting with a GameStop employee when picking up a 3DS copy of Xenoblade. He couldn't get into it because of the combat. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that I think is kind of divisive. I haven't played very many games that have hybrid combat systems because it's just not very common. But like 7 Remake to me, while it has some small issues, like some very small things that I think will be fixed in Rebirth, hopefully. That's a hybrid combat system that I fucking really liked, at least in concept. It just needs like a few small tweaks, but generally the general like overall system of how it works is great. But like with Xenoblade, it's like a little bit too MMO-like for my tastes. Like I just really, it's hard for me to get into games with like hotbar combat like that, where it's like, okay, auto attack kind of thing. Like, okay, you're gonna auto attack, but then like select commands from a thing, and it's like, I don't know, either be an action game or be a turn-based game. I don't. But then like I played 7 Remake, and I was like, okay, this makes sense as to why it functions the way it does, though. But it's also not auto-attacking, like you are manually attacking, so it has like a true action component coupled with that turn-based ATB, not turn-based, but like, you know, that ATB command selection kind of thing. Maybe I need to give Xenoblade another shot, though, I don't know. Do you think the response to Pal World will change how Pokemon games will be in the future? I hope so. I'd say I hope that Pal World puts some pressure on Game Freak and the Pokemon Company specifically as to what direction they're taking with Pokemon. Like the fact that this, like Pal World to me looks like kind of a somewhat lower budget survival kind of game, which you know, Pokemon is not trying to be survival, but the fact that it's gained so much traction as much as it has, I think the Pokemon Company should feel embarrassed, frankly, with the fact that Pal World exists from like an indie company. Meanwhile, Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, who have like an insane amount of resources, at least financially, should be outputting better quality compared to what Scarlet and Violet was. But that makes me think that it is more so like development time. Trying to do a new gen every 3 years just is not going to work. Game dev has... It's just shitty because they keep getting rewarded by these games selling despite not being in development for long enough. It's like they're trying to make... I don't know if Pokemon has like a AAA budget, but... Like, I don't know what the budgets look like compared to other AAA games, but it doesn't matter how high the budget is if you only have 3 years or less to put a game out that is trying to be of the same caliber as other high-profile games and franchises that do get the time they need to bake in the oven. It's just never going to pan out well. You can throw as many hundreds of millions of dollars into a Pokemon game as you want, but if you're saying make it in 2 or 3 years, they're going to have to cut corners to get it, like, functional. And even then, Scarlet and Violet were, in some ways, barely functional. Ho tutto la dedo. Granted, Xenoblade 2 made combat so much better. Generally added another layer on top of Xenoblade 1. Or in a DLC for 2. Feels so much more action and quick. That's fair. To me, though, Xenoblade 2 looks questionable from a story standpoint. I do get that there's more than meets the eye to that one. And it's not just, like, big titty anime girls. But, like, it is one of those things where it's not... Xenoblade 2 doesn't really seem like my kind of vibe, I guess. Like, Xenoblade 1 seems kind of like a game I could get into vibe-wise, narratively, right? But, like, Rex, put your hands on my chest. And it's like... Hello? Rated E10? Or maybe it's rated T, but, like, you know... Yeah, I mean, a Pokemon generation should be at the very, at least, like you're saying, at least 4 to 5 years. Probably more, though, if you're thinking about... I mean, like, most games take 5 years plus to make these days. Like, 5 years at minimum if you're doing, like, a really high-budget game. Even lower-budget games are taking longer, though. Hammer! Jump! Hammer! Jump! 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 Yump! It sounds like he's saying yump. Jump! Jump! This is fucking compressed audio and shit. It's the most controversial of the 3 for sure, yeah. And it seems like 3, like, the third one is generally considered to be, like, the best one, which is cool. But I know that if I played Xenoblade 3 without playing the other 2, that I would be super lost. And, like, I'm sure that it is possible to do that and get invested, but I just know that there is much more to be gained by playing the first 2 beforehand. That I don't think I would ever play Xenoblade 3 without playing the first 2, and that's the issue, is actually forcing myself to play the first 2. And plus, like, I know Xenoblade 2 has, like, that gacha shit implemented into it, but is that something you can mostly ignore, though? If you don't feel pressure to get, like, the most optimal shit? Game Freak could add sequels, DLC, and spin-offs. Yeah, like, they can... The thing is, they need time to, like, make a fully fledged game world to build from. And then if they want to do a Tears of the Kingdom style sequel or something, then... and reuse assets and stuff, that's fine by me. But they need to make something that is high quality to begin with. And I just think the scope of the games grew way too quickly. Way too quickly. Like, Let's Go is a solid game because it is a smaller scale, and because it's a remake, so that does help. Like, they didn't have to spend dev time on, like, crafting the narrative and, like, the locations and the characters and stuff. There were some differences, sure, but, like, largely it's like, okay, we're just making Kanto again. So, like, that's done. That eliminates a lot of pre-production effort that needed to be put in. It's more so, okay, how is this different from Fire and Leaf Green or the original Gen 1 or, like, whatever. And then Sword and Shield, it's like they bit off more than they can chew with that development time. And it shows. As much as Nintendo says you can play each without playing earlier titles, you always miss something. Yeah, but that's always a marketing thing where, like, I'm sure Square Enix is going to be like, oh, you can play 7 Rebirth without playing Remake. And it's like, well, like, you can technically, but I would not recommend it. Because, of course, they want you to buy the new shiny thing and not worry so much about the older game that probably is on, like, a steep sale, you know? And has secured most of its sales already, because most games sell most of their copies within, like, I don't know what the exact metric is, but it's, you know, early on, within the first several weeks, usually. Softened with the gacha system in 2. You'll be able to pull more rare blades than you need. Learning mechanics will help more than actually, like, getting good pulls. Yeah, that's what I like to hear, at least. Is that a beandog? But, that's why I like games like most Final Fantasy games, not Remake, of course, because that's a unique scenario, but most Final Fantasy games, most Persona games, it's like, you don't need to play, like, they're self-contained. That's what I kind of tend to prefer, is when games are self-contained like that. Oops. Bum boom bum. Bum boop bum. Nice. Sometimes the common pulls can be pulled at a higher rate and be notably stronger than the worst of the rares. Interesting. What do I want the next Mega Man game to be? At this point, I just want to see what Mega Man 12 is going to be. Which I know, well, I don't know, but I have a feeling it's going to be pretty traditional, which is fine. Just give us something new, but what would I want, though? I think I just want something fresh. The problem is we go so long between Mega Man entries that, like, even something traditional is appreciated because it's like, just give us something. And the thing is, if you get too experimental between entries, then you get like a Metroid Prime Federation Force kind of deal where it's like, okay, should Federation Force have been labeled Metroid Prime? Probably not. But it definitely should not have come out many years since the last good Metroid game. Like, the fact that that was the first Metroid game in, what was it, like 6 years, and the previous Metroid game was Other M, and it's like, I don't know, man. And like Prime 3, I didn't think that was that good either. So it's like, okay, when was the last truly great Metroid game prior to Federation Force? Like when that launched? I'd say like Prime 2. / Zero Mission, which I think came out in the same year, 2004. 2004 to 2016, 12 years. And even if you want to say Prime 3, which was 07, then okay, 9 years? If you want to say Prime 3 was the last good Metroid game prior to the release of Federation Force, then it's like, okay, 9 years. And you put out a spin-off that just seemed very lukewarm. And that's the first thing you see of it. It's like, well, we would have taken literally anything else, even if it was just kind of the same old shit. When it shakes, okay. Do it again, man. Why am I hearing these guys as being Cheech and Chong, though? Do it again, man. Especially with the mustaches. No. Let me just do this in real time, though. Yeah, I would take a very traditional Mega Man 12, that's fine. Just something. I'm hoping that it's a little bit higher budget than Mega Man 11, though. That's the main thing. You want to see more playable characters, roll Proto Man Bass. Yeah, I think bringing back at the very least Proto Man and Bass would make a lot of sense, since they were both playable in Mega Man 10. You know what I think is cool that I like forgot about when I did that Mega Man Classic tier list a while back, was that you can play Proto Man in Mega Man 9, and I think he has the slide. So like you can play Mega Man 9 and 10 with the slide if you want to. You just have to play as Proto Man. Which honestly, like, is kind of fine. What the deal is with this? That's right. Can't do Mini Mario yet. It is interesting. You can kind of have them. Cycling through these is like a little bit tedious. It's kind of technical, but I kind of like it. It's almost like you almost have like a relatively high skill ceiling for just like menuing, or not even menuing, but just selecting actions in this game, which is cool. You'd love to see a new Zelda game in the Wind Waker timeline, another Toon Link game. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, I don't know why Wind Waker HD hasn't made its way to Switch yet. It's very odd. Twilight Princess HD, they would need to kind of rework because of the Miiverse implementation, which is like kind of annoying. I guess Wind Waker had some stuff like that too, but I feel like it wasn't as egregious. It was just like the Tingle bottles or whatever. I mean, hey, maybe they bring back Miiverse for the Switch too. I doubt it, but it could happen. But Twilight Princess, I still think the GameCube version is the best way to play. Oh. Oh, it's because I'm not holding it once I press it, that's why. I'm holding it too long, really? Or no, I need to press it. That's the issue, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's the problem. early as fuck. Last game you played in the Wind Waker timeline was Spirit Tracks. See, the thing with those games is, like, I remember the dungeons being pretty good in those games, but I just don't want to play with touch controls. And those games are also, like, I know graphics aren't everything, but, like, they're pretty fucking ugly. Some of the worst looking DS games, for sure. But I've long held the opinion that, like, DS games that try to use 3D models just don't look good. Generally. And, like, cause, like, the problem is even if you upscale, it's like they're too low poly. It's the same, I did it again, I held it instead of pressing it. It's the same issue as, like, a lot of games from the N64 PS1 era. It's like, you can upscale those games all you want, but, like, you really need just, like, HD models for textures in general. At which point, yeah, they look fine, but sometimes it is a model issue, though. But I'd be here for it, though. I really... Like, I know that Zelda... Actually, you know what I want? I want a new 2D Zelda. It's been... What? 11 years, almost? Well, really, like, 10, because it was, like, fall of 2013 that we got A Link Between Worlds. And that was the last new 2D Zelda. We got the Link's Awakening remake in 2019, but... that is a remake. I would like a new 2D Zelda. I think that would be a nice palate cleanser from the open world bloated. Not even bloated, it's like, it's weird because the open world Zeldas feel like there's too much content, but at the same time feel empty. It's weird. I think it's because most of the content in those games just feels kind of shallow. Even if there is, like, technically a lot to do. It's like, oh, there's X number of shrines, and it's like, yeah, but when the shrines are what they are, it's like, is that really something to be boasting about? I don't think so. Bean Bean Castletown, Chateau de Chucklehuck. This game definitely... This has to be Zelda-inspired in some sense. It's like the blacksmiths that give you the hammers remind me of the dwarves or whatever in A Link to the Past. Bean Bean Castletown. I don't know. It almost feels like Mario and Luigi get dropped into Hyrule in a weird way. Yeah, I would take remakes of the DS games, the DS Zeldas. They need a makeover, and they need to be more accessible and better controls and shit. Because, like, I know they put them on the Wii U Virtual Console, because the Wii U had a touchscreen. The Switch does too, but the Switch is a different type of touchscreen where, like, there's no stylus. And so for some reason, I don't see those games controlling well on the Switch style of touchscreen. Unless they truly, like, reworked it. But if they full-on remade it, like actual, like, Link's Awakening kind of remake, maybe not that art style per se, but like that type of remake where it's faithful while, you know, introducing quality of life shit, I'd take that. I guess it would have to be two separate games, but yeah, start with the Phantom Hourglass remake, sure. Fine. And then release Wind Waker HD as, like, a promotional thing for that remake, or some shit. It's like, you want to experience the start of this story? Play the Wind Waker HD game coming to Nintendo Switch. However the fuck they talk about their games, it's very clinical. Like, it's like thinking about the remakes of the Mario and Luigi games. It's like, we look forward to you playing the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions game. It's so dumb. I hate it. There was some Nintendo presentation that I watched on the Japanese channel and just read the subs, and that was much more enjoyable. Damn, I really am a weeb, aren't I? I even prefer subs over dubs in fucking Nintendo Directs, goddamn. I'm Italian, so I can make fun of their speech. That shit is so funny. I love that the speech from these games is memed so much. Like, whenever you see a Mario and Luigi meme, like a video meme interpretation, it's like these style of voices, which as far as I know are only present in the Mario and Luigi games, are what people tend to use. And then, you know, obviously Chris Pratt. But that's different. Lady Lima. Yeah, man, I can't believe Twilight Princess came out in 06. I remember going to get that game for GameCube, like, day one. Damn near. It must have been very close to release, though. But yeah, Twilight Princess is one of those games where I'm like, it's been long enough and I've played it enough to where I'm like, that game's a masterpiece. Like, actually. I genuinely think that. I really, like, I don't... When I replayed it and I streamed it last year, about a year ago, I'm like, I really don't... I can understand it not being your favorite Zelda, but it's like, I don't understand the people who, like, despise Twilight Princess. It's very weird to me. But it's just one of those taste things, I guess. I don't know. I think it's mainly the passion with which people dislike certain games that confuses me, less so than them disliking it in the first place. Because largely when I don't like a game, I just kind of pretend it doesn't exist. Like, I just don't think about it. Like, some people, it's like the games they don't like live in their head rent-free, and I'm like, sure, like when it's brought up, like when it's relevant and it gets brought up, sure, I guess you can vent. But it's also like, I don't know. And plus, when a game doesn't click with me or I don't like it, I try to at least analyze and evaluate like what it is specifically about it. Oh, right, we spin into this, right? Oh, and is this timed or not? No, it's not. Oh, I need to hit another valve, probably. Might have been the realism. Yeah, but I mean, people wanted that coming off of Wind Waker. The thing is, like, the things that I would criticize Wind Waker for have nothing to do with the art style. And so that's why, like, I was too young to be participating in Wind Waker discourse. Because, like, what, that game came out in, like, 2002. I was born in 96. So, like, I was, what, like 6 years old or something? Well, younger than that when the game was being, like, promoted initially. And but I just remember hearing about that, like, the whole Zelda insult. And people really not liking Wind Waker because of its art style. But that's not Wind Waker's issue. Wind Waker's issue is that the dungeons aren't very good and sailing is kind of boring. Like those are my main issues with it. It's a very charming game. It's got some good narrative elements. It's beautiful. The dungeons aren't bad, but like they're also not particularly great either. Combat is pretty fun, largely. But like, whereas because people were so hung up on the art style of Wind Waker, Nintendo took the extreme opposite direction with Twilight Princess. And it's another thing too, where it's like, do I like Twilight Princess because of its art style? I wouldn't necessarily say that. I do like a lot of elements of its art style, particularly the way the Twilight are designed. And the dungeons and stuff like that, I think, look beautiful when you upscale them, of course. And I guess that is something that I can somewhat agree with, where Twilight Princess does need some help art-wise to hold up these days. Like, you need an HD texture pack or something. Whereas Wind Waker, you don't need one, per se. It wouldn't hurt to play with an HD texture pack for Wind Waker, or just play the HD Wii U version, but like Twilight Princess, like that kind of art style tends to not hold up as well, but I do think people over-exaggerate when they say like, oh, it looks like shit visually, and it's like, it doesn't though. Especially because I feel like a lot of GameCube games just generally hold up well visually. Damn. Give me a good roll. Times have changed. Wind Waker is... Yeah, now it's weird that Wind Waker... I mean, it must be people who played it as kids who grew up to, like, be very vocal about praising it. But once again, the people who were harsh on Wind Waker because of its art style are weird as hell. Like, that's not really a point of criticism. Like, you don't have to like the art style, but it's like... To me, that's one of its strengths. It's weird. But I do think that the praise of Wind Waker is, like, very overblown. I feel like Wind Waker fans have a chip on their shoulder, in a sense. Or at least they did. Like, now it's like so... It's so highly praised that you can't really go anywhere without hearing about how Wind Waker is like one of the best Zeldas or whatever. But it is one of those things where it's like, I feel like that started, it's kind of like Pokemon Gen 5, where it's like fans of those games, and I love Gen 5, it's my favorite gen, but I feel like I haven't been obnoxious about saying so. And I feel like sometimes when games finally start to get their due years later, when they were maybe unfairly criticized when they released, it just tends to get annoying, I guess, with like certain fan bases. Yeah, I feel like Skyward Sword people have softened on as well. That game also has issues, for sure. Oh, I see. This is what we need to do. Okay. Do I think Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask should get remakes? I really don't think those games need remakes in the traditional sense. I think... I mean... Generally, I think that Ocarina of Time 3D is just like kind of the best way to play Ocarina, barring the PC port eventually looking as good as Ocarina 3D. Majora's Mask has some questionable design changes, like with the boss fights in particular, and some other stuff. I would say I like generally agree with Nerl, who did a video a while back, I think it's his most popular video too, about like why Majora's Mask 3D is not it. And I like generally agree. There's some quality of life things that are good, like being able to time travel by the hour, and also being able to map more items so that way the transformation masks you're not having to swap a million times, which was also an issue with Ocarina with the iron boots. Although that was more so you had to go into the menu, it wasn't like mappable. But yeah, I don't really think they should get remakes unless they are just very faithful. I don't need like a super grand ambitious remake of those games. They just need to be accessible. But even then, like, they're on Switch Online, so I feel like Nintendo, because they don't give a shit about technical fidelity or whatever, are content with that being the way people can play those games, even though they run at like 20 frames per second, which is not great. But it is one of those things too, where if we do end up getting another Ocarina and Majora remake, then I'm not gonna like be pissed off about it like some people are with certain remakes. I just don't get it. It's like, it's this whole conversation about like, oh, games like tainting older games' legacy or like whatever. It's what's been getting brought up a little bit with Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. And I'm like, first of all, I never thought that game looked promising, period. I thought it looked very generic and not super interesting to me, just generally. Pre-release. And now that it's out, it's just like, well, I'm just gonna choose to ignore it, and like, even knowing certain things that happen in that game, I don't think it retroactively taints the older games. I think that is kind of a ridiculous stance to hold. It goes back to what I was saying on people getting really overly hung up on games they don't like. Like, am I somewhat annoyed at the very least that Rocksteady spent the last like 9 years on a game as not good as Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League? Yes, that is frustrating, but I mean, I just kind of take things as they are in that case. And plus, like, I think, what was it, Sefton Hill and some of the other guys that were, like, OGs left or something. So it's like, it's going to be one of those cases where they're going to found a new studio and make a spiritual successor that has similar elements to Arkham, but isn't technically Batman because they don't have the license. It's like what Ken Levine is doing with Judas. It's like very Bioshock, but not technically Bioshock because it's not a Bioshock game, like at least in name, right? And just a ton of other types of things, like Yooka-Laylee, the creators of, you know, Banjo-Kazooie went off and made their own studio. And yeah, sometimes these projects don't pan out super well. Mighty Number 9, another good example of a bad attempt at that. But, you know, Bloodstained Ritual of the Moon, or Ritual of the Night, whatever it's called, Circle of the Moon, those games by Iga, it's a very common thing, so I don't know. GBA and DS don't feel like old consoles, they still feel modern. I think it's because of the pixel art. Just pixel art holds up so supremely well. And generally around the time of the GBA and DS, a lot of game design things were more solidified than in the 90s. And so I think that also helps these games hold up largely. Then again, that's not to say that there are plenty of Super Nintendo and even NES games that I wouldn't say feel modern, but I would say hold up decently well. Well, that's unfortunate. I should have healed. What we like about remakes is that they keep games from being lost to time. That's true. But I also think there is something to be said for, like, identifying when a game needs a remake, or if it just needs a remaster, or if it just needs a port. Generally, these days, a lot of older games need at least a remaster, I think. Because you don't want a Red Dead 1 scenario where it's literally a port of a game from 2010. That's only weirdly on Switch and I think PS4. Or something like that. And not... Like, Red Dead 1 is still not on PC. It's insane. And I don't really care that much about Rockstar games, generally, but... It would be nice. Like, well... Less so it would be nice, and more so it's just weird that Red Dead 1 is not on PC to this day. But, like, given the lack of effort put into those, it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of rambling. I think remakes can help certain games from being lost to time. Yeah. Like Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness was. What was this regarding? Sorry, I'm trying to remember what exactly I was saying. I kind of went off on a tangent. But Coliseum and XD, those need, like... You could just remaster those and they'd be fine. Like, they hold up perfectly fine. I would prefer to play them with the ROM hacks that I streamed them with. Because, just like, I like modern Pokemon mechanics more than Gen 3 mechanics, or at least post-physical special split I tend to like more. But those games, like, could very well just have a, you know, they just need HD textures, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all you need to do to them. I did have an idea of a video where I go through a lot of games that haven't gotten remasters or remakes and indicating whether I think it should be remaster, remake, or port. Right? Like, just a straight port, or, like, Switch Online, or, like, whatever, or remaster, HD textures, whatever. Or remake, because I think that there could be something done with that. But, like, with Coliseum and XD, it's like, could they remake them, like, fully remake them and actually improve some things? Yes. But that's one of those series where I would rather just get a third entry. Which I guess is another alternative. It's like remaster plus third entry or something. Maybe I just found the video I should do for this weekend then. Yeah, that could be an idea. You also just have to keep in mind, people will have to keep in mind, I guess, that, whoops. Oh, the twofer. That I don't, I've got a pretty sizable gap in my gaming knowledge, or at least playing-wise, with, like, somewhat early PlayStation stuff, or like PlayStation exclusives kind of generally. I'm surprised it didn't deflate yet. Early as fuck. I'm gonna take this turn to heal. But yeah, I would need to, like, assemble the list of games, I guess. And I'm sure there's gonna be stuff that I miss. Well, but there are even games that, like, I haven't played that I have an opinion on. Like, Saga, for instance, comes to mind, where it's like, those games I know weren't able to fully live up to the director's vision because of, like, time constraints or something. And so those are some games where I'm like, I would like to see full-on remakes of those in that case. But if that were the case, you'd need to bring in the original director and shit like that, but... Alright, that was pretty clean. Well, still did 10. That was pretty good. Even though I missed. Yeah, why do I keep being late on that? What the fuck? That was pretty big. Oh, okay, that moves a little bit at a different pace. Way late. Nice. Way early. And that was late. Why do you get to act twice in a row, though? It's very lame. I feel like I should prioritize the actual boss, though. And try to just, like, defensive kill these other guys. Bait. Heal up Luigi. There's the arms again. Arms coming to Nintendo Switch 2017. Oh, she kills her own guys. Nice. Okay. It is interesting, you go so long in this game before getting equipment. It just occurred to me. Unless I've been getting equipment and I haven't noticed, but I don't think so. Ah, fuck. God damn it. I keep doing that by accident. That's annoying. My last one up. Would I want another entry in the Super Smash Bros. Series? I mean, of course I would. But they would need to do something different. Because they can't, like... Okay, well, the way I see it, Nintendo has two options. One is basically continue to sell Smash Ultimate forever. And just have that be the ultimate, like literally the ultimate Smash game. And just never release another one, except for just like variants on it. Like remaster it forever, basically. Which, like, honestly, assuming that Nintendo's next system is backwards compatible, which it better damn well be, then they could conceivably just never release another one, right? If the marketplace just stays up forever, they'd be kind of dumb to do that, I feel like. Maybe. Because if they released a new Smash game, then that's like another, 20 plus million copies that they could potentially sell. But then again, if they just keep the same old Smash Ultimate available forever, then they just rake in sales without having to invest more into a new game. But that's one option, is like they just sell Smash Ultimate forever. Whether it be remastering it or just like keeping the storefront the same. Or they change Smash pretty significantly. And I think a lot of people take the approach of like scale back the roster and all that. Which I think makes a lot of sense, but then I think you need to change things mechanically pretty drastically though. To make it not just feel like Smash Ultimate, but with less characters. Fewer characters, I should say. Because that would be a problem. If the next Smash game is basically just Smash Ultimate mechanically, but with a smaller roster. Yeah, competitively that would be better, for sure. But by and large, that's kind of a worse scenario. Way late. But I would be curious to see what they do. The thing is, like, I feel like Sakurai's done with Smash. So I don't know who they would get to take his place. Or I should say, not take his place, but just like, serve as the director for whatever new Smash game ends up happening. Why did I... She's gotta be almost dead, right? I do remember this fight being a notable spike. Well, I don't know. I just feel like it's going on longer than I remember it going on, but maybe not. I'm honestly more curious when or what Mario Kart 9 is going to end up being, because that's another one where like they could conceivably just continue to sell Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with the Booster Course Pass forever. But it's also like, I don't personally feel super involved with Nintendo as an ecosystem. Like, relatively speaking, there's pretty few Nintendo games that I actually play these days. Or that would get me excited, you know what I mean? And it's pretty much just like Metroid and Fire Emblem are the main ones. Whereas like, well, Mario as well, to be fair. And like Zelda, if it goes a little bit more back to its roots. Oh, but Breath of the Wild was the ultimate back to its roots because it's a truly open world where you can go anywhere. And it's like, you didn't play the original Zelda. Maybe that's a bit far, but the original Zelda had way more Metroidvania elements similar to the rest of the series than Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom has. And also, like, just because the original Zelda was a certain level of openness, but, like, the following games were not, it's like, okay, what do you consider to be faithful to the series then? Right? If there's a single entry prior to Breath of the Wild that has that amount of freedom, that, as people claim, which there is an element of freedom because you can do dungeons out of order and shit, but like, you can do that in Link to the Past too, to a degree, after the first 3 or 4. But to me, the fact that, you know, primarily A Link to the Past and on, pretty much every Zelda game had more of that Metroidvania progression is what Zelda is to me. Even though the original, like, it's just like a weird thing, I guess. But I am hoping that the next Zelda, even if it is still open world, I hope that it is somewhat drastically different from the last 2 that we got. Because that was also kind of the appeal of Zelda. There was a formula there, for sure. But, like, part of the appeal was the distinctness between each entry. Barring the overarching formula. Be it artistically or mechanically or, like, whatever, right? A belly black worm? Chocola Reserve, that's right. I remember the Chocola boss being a difficulty hurdle, more so than this one. Because this one was just kind of spongy. But I think the Chocola boss, it like heals itself and shit, which is pretty annoying. And I honestly don't remember how long this game is. Because I feel like if I get through Chucklehuck Woods or whatever it's called, if I get through that tonight, I feel like that's pretty good progress. Luigi's just, like, bored as hell. Yeah. That's great. God, why the depressing music still, though? Come on. I guess I might as well buy... But they're like... Interesting. What about badges, though? Power and BP, okay. I'd rather have the higher BP one, probably, but... Oh, this increases defense, but keeps the HP the same, I see. Yeah, having to rely on items to heal is kind of something that I didn't recall. Or rather, I guess, coming off the Paper Mario games where you can heal in towns and shit. In PM64 being, you know, free, and then in Thousand Year Door you pay a small fee to just, like, fully heal. Whereas in this game, it's like, there's not really any heal spots, from what I remember. Maybe you heal on level up, though. Maybe that's it. I don't like how depressing it is here, though. Okay, so we need to head southwest. I think once we come back, the music is cheery again. Maybe not right now, though. Yeah. After Chucklehuck. Or Chocola, whatever it's called. Sorry, I was checking my phone. That time I wasn't checking my phone, but... Ooh! Nice, we can one-shot these guys now. The north. Oh no. I'm actually surprised at how good the voice samples sound. Like, they don't sound super crunchy like you would expect a lot of GBA games to sound like. It's kind of impressive. So I need to get up here. Oh, it's super lit now. What is fucking... It looks like Bert from Sesame Street. Oh yeah. That I need to learn the hammer techniques, which we learn in this segment of the game. But then it's like, oh, I gotta dig up all the beans. Don't have to dig them all up, but... Yeah, we'll save. Making solid progress, though. Step 1. The main ingredient of Chocola Cola is the chocolate fruit, which grows only in Chucklehuck Woods. Place 1 Chocola fruit in the barrel that's been filled to the brim with savory syrup. Tell funny jokes to the fruit until it laughs, releasing soda bubbles deep within the brew. This lore is wild. Bear in mind that the quality of both the fruit and the jokes will affect the brewing process. Father of Chocola Cola, first generation Chateau owner Bubbles. Okay, this is a dig spot. Oh, but we encounter a Bowser here. Or not Bowser, whatever his name is. Maybe I go to the right slightly. Maybe I just go to the right, period, yeah. Oh, no, that's right. Popple shows up in place of Luigi. Are there any items up here? You know, thinking back on it, this might be one of those games that inspired a lot of my game ideas back in the day, when I was younger. Because this scale of game, like, seems very achievable by a single person. Of course, doing, like, everything is a lot, for sure. But it's something where it's like, okay, if you put in the time, maybe you hire an artist or something, or hire one additional person to do like one component, but it's like something about this type of game felt vaguely achievable when I was a kid, and like kind of gaining interest into game development and stuff like that. Not that I ever made anything close to this quality, but I'm just saying. It was an inspiration in that way. Rookie, that's right. It's your turn. Okay, Rookie, it's your turn, see? I want you to squash those red and green drips over there. Yes, boss. Red and green? Look, I know these two from somewheres. Weird. What? Rookie, are you saying you're acquainted with these two palookas? Real familiar makes me feel real mad. Quit your babbling, you. You two ugly mugs came here for the same reason as us. You want the fabled Chocola Reserve. Boo, boo, I say. Why does he talk like a fucking, was it like a 40s radio host or something? You really think you can beat me to the punch? Well, open up those ears, punks. Alright, I'm done reading it in that style. It's exhausting. I did fuck up by not healing before battle, though. Keep forgetting. This theme kind of goes hard, though. I think you want to take out Popple first, but I don't remember. Maybe not. Damn. Fuck. Just make sure I stay healed up. I should be fine. I can take at least a few hits. Late release. Maybe I do want to take out Rookie first, but I forget. I feel like Popple heals him, though, or something. Maybe not, though. You bitch. I'll be taking that, see? Yeah, let's just focus on a Rookie, then. Oh, he uses the, I see, he uses the items that he steals from us, then. Damn. I really like the combat system in these games, though. I gotta say. Or at least this game. I feel like, from what I recall about like Dream Team in particular, sorry, I knocked the mic. From what I remember about Dream Team, which is the latest one that I had played, but fell off of, is that I feel like a lot of the bros attacks get a little bit too involved. Not like input-wise, but it's almost like, because of how convoluted they are and unique they are, like, that's cool, but it's also like makes them feel a little bit more niche in when you want to use them. Oh nice, we got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I don't know why I'm late to that one. Yeah, I was gonna drop my hammer anyway, but... That was spicy. Music in this game's pretty good too. Like, just like, I mean, like, what? Oh, I guess I missed the hammer prompt and it changed to, okay, that was weird. Do I want to revive? I feel like I just tough it. Oh, but does Luigi get experience though if he's knocked out? That I don't know. I don't want Mario to get ahead, considering these are my only two party members for the whole game. It's different in like a truly party-based RPG, where it's like there are ways to catch people up without over-leveling everyone else, usually. Nice. That was clean. That last bounce bros. I kind of want more HP at this point, but maybe defense is just better. Maybe try to get myself to 30 defense, which is perfect. And then I can start investing a little bit into HP and or BP. Of course it's a 1. At least that'll get past 30 the next level though, but... Look at you, bloated idiot. Who took you in when you were dazed and lost in the mountain, on the mountain? Alright, a save point. Makes me feel a little bit better. Yeah, I'm guessing we're healing on every level up. I haven't been paying attention enough to know. Oh. Moi, zut allo? Allo, I am the maître. I'm not gonna read it like that. Whenever they try to write out French accents like this in text, it makes me have a fucking aneurysm. We were stuffed in the, or like, is it German or French? I don't know. I guess it could be, it's hard to tell via text, but I guess it would be like Viva Stupt. If it was German, to be like more like V sounds on the W's, right? I don't think I can do a French accent, that's the problem. Never seen nor drunk that famed drink. A doodle-a-dedo. To little beats. Emma rocks to little beats. They're gonna teach us some shiesty shit. Yes. Bum bum ba-dum bum 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 bum. Hammer. These are fun. It just like takes too long. More puzzle platforming, I'm down. Yeah, the chuckle beans. Got my wires crossed there for a second. Can I not? Yeah, I was like, why can I not go under here though? This is where I'm really gonna get twisted up with the inputs. And now we high jump. Just keep an eye out for dig spots with Luigi. Pretty sure there was one back here. Yeah. I'm not gonna scour for like all of them, but I know they're useful for something. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Maybe there isn't a time limit on this, though. Maybe I do just get... Maybe you do guarantee to get the max amount of coins on those. Alright, I don't know how I lucked that out, but that's not what I want to do. Wait, I want that and then this. Region map. Okay. So it looks like to the north, is it like a fast travel pipe? Fuck you. Oh, whoops. Oh, I see. Hmm. Oh. Yeah, I think I want to break these guys' spikes first. And try to kill them like that. A little late. Nice. Sick. Shabba-doop-bop beep. Ah, okay. I need to swap here. Okay. I'm curious what's over here, though. Let's see what's over here real quick. I just saved, so I'm actually not gonna save. Oh, one of these guys again. Okay. I think you have to dash into him with the hand power, I think. Oh, right, I have to put Luigi underneath the barrel. Dig these up. It's a dead end otherwise, though.
Oh no.
Oh no. Can't run because Luigi's down. I do kind of wish there was a way to hit multiple enemies at once, though. Nice. Way early. Have I played Chrono Trigger? I actually did. I played Chrono Trigger last year. I didn't quite finish it. I played very far into it though. I played through like the Ocean Temple or whatever it is. Pretty close to the end of the game, but I wasn't really vibing with it, so I decided to drop it. It's one of those games where like I can recognize the quality, but it just doesn't really resonate, I guess. Although I do like the dual techs. I think that dual and triple techs make ATB a lot more interesting. And generally the ATB was pretty snappy, which I appreciated as well. As someone who finds ATB to at times kind of slog, but that I guess is more so with the PS1 Final Fantasies. It's just too slow. Whereas in like Final Fantasy 4 and 6, in my experience, were much better speed-wise. Early. But that wasn't even my first time trying Chrono Trigger either. I had fallen off of it before in years past, but way, way earlier. This was easily the furthest I had played in it. I think I want to get my HP up a little bit more. Oh, that's big. The 4 is actually massive. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Can I spin over there from here? Okay, nice. Yeah, we do this. It's like hammer, jump. Oh. That's kind of lit. Oh. This is where we meet the tree guy who wants us to go fight the Wiggler or whatever. Right. Yeah. This dude. Mother Chocola, or whatever. Only some may pass, some who find all 3 kinds of Chocola fruit. Choose your path. Yeah, it's interesting though. I find that like it's something about turn-based games in the SNES era just don't typically resonate with me. I don't think it's necessarily gameplay. And I guess it kind of depends. I thought FF6 is like the one that did resonate somewhat, and that I really like kind of clicked with. But my favorite Super Nintendo games tend to be like the more action-focused ones. Like if I were to do a top 10 or top 5 even Super Nintendo games, it'd be very generic. It's a very generic top 10, but like that's to say that I think the classics on the SNES are like as good as people say they are, largely. Mario World, Link to the Past, Super Metroid, Mega Man X. Yo-ho! Not bad. Kinda wanna go this way first.
Oh no.
Oh, you bitch. I didn't even see that. The worst is when you can't counterattack. This is maybe more trouble than it's worth, but I really want to heal. That's the main issue.
Oh no.
Ah, shit. I forgot that guy was there. Okay, so if they spin for a long time... Oh, that's a third attack. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-dum. These guys have a lot of health. Goddamn. Oh, nice. Oh, maybe they don't have as much health as I thought. I think I was like 1 HP off on that first guy. 1 or 2. If they have like 22 health or something. I'm down for this though, because if they keep summoning guys, then that means I'm gonna get a lot of EXP. And what's also kind of nice with games with these like timed action mechanics is even being over leveled doesn't completely trivialize the game, because you still kind of have to execute on actually landing your attacks and stuff. Yeah, I was like, how many are they gonna summon, dude? What? But then again, as I said in my Paper Mario video, I don't want every RPG to have these kinds of mechanics. I feel like it would get tedious if literally every RPG had them. Oh, I can't switch like this? Okay. I guess I'm supposed to leave Tiny Mario over here technically, but... Oh, never mind. Now I actually do need Mario over here. Now we switch. Oh, that's not what I was going for. Oh, I need you to be... Wait. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm just gonna redo this, because I panicked. I hope I can still make it. Yeah, yeah. Shabba-dee-ba-doo-pee-dee. But yeah, like Chrono Trigger was one of those games that I was on the cusp of making a video on. But at a certain point I was just like, well, it's just gonna be me saying like, yeah, the game is good, but it didn't resonate. And it's like, how much can I really make a video out of that? It's like... I just didn't feel like it was... I had anything like super substantive to say that hasn't already really been said. Except for maybe some like... Well, it's not even that I can directly criticize it, it's just more just like... Most of the story and character stuff I just found to be kind of like not... It's not that it wasn't interesting, but it's more just like it didn't resonate. Okay, so this is one of two over here. I should have jumped, but whatever. I just know they're gonna summon a million dudes, but I'm like... I also don't want to run because it's just a waste of coins. Okay, good. And I say that like story and character stuff didn't resonate, and yet I'm playing Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, which is like not like it's the thing is like I never go into a Mario game expecting a good story per se, you know? So if it's lacking on character and story fronts, like if a Mario game is lacking in that, that doesn't really ring as a negative to me. For whatever reason. And the thing is, like, even if in the traditional sense, story and characters aren't like a Mario game's strong suits, it's like usually in these RPGs, the writing, like the actual dialogue is the, I guess you could say, narrative element that could drive you in a sense, or it definitely adds to the experience, rather. Like if these were completely generic Mario RPGs, then I don't think that they would be held in such high regard, but they're not. And so that's kind of the difference to me. Not that I would say a lot of those older JRPGs are generic per se, it's just more like they're aiming for different things narratively. There's one. Okay, right, so this takes us back to the tree guy. I might as well save. We're gonna have to fight the Wiggler for the last fruit. Kind of convenient that I saved it for last. I didn't even think about that. Oh my god, I already know. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Little mini boss. Oh, that's right. If you turn it... You have to turn him yellow, right? In order to deal damage or something. It was good, Space Cowboy. Not much, more or less same old. Alright, so now I want to use a Bros attack. Oh, you can barely even see that, what? Right, so we do want to jump on the... Fuck you. You don't even need to stick the landing, but... I don't want to accidentally turn some of these back to red, either. Which I just did, but at least this turn I can flip them all back. Man. Ah, fuck. I don't want that. I want to do a Bros attack, though. I think it's best to attack the back ones, since you're more likely to land on the front ones when he charges at you. Unless you fuck it up like me. Haven't played this in a long while. More or less same. I've probably started it not too long ago, like within the past couple years, but the last time I truly sat down to play it all the way has been a while. I think tanking the hit there is actually correct. Oh, lit. Those Bros attacks are really fun to pull off. I'm gonna go for a little bit of BP here, I think. Not bad. This is a classic, though. I think your other stats are fine. Maybe you just buff speed a little bit. Well, I said a little bit, so... The music in this game is very good, though. I'm surprised, like, it really doesn't sound crunchy like a lot of GBA titles tend to. I'm genuinely impressed. You bitch. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Yeah, I'm like, let's just run from this one, because I'm not... Let's just waste all of my coins. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that. Syrup, 20 points each. Oh, I should have maybe used these, although I feel like... What is this? Oh, it's... Oh, I was like, what the fuck? It's cycling. That's a weird choice. That's a very weird choice to have it cycle. Confused the hell out of me. I was like, what? We have a shit ton of syrup. I guess I haven't used a single one this playthrough, so we'll just use that to cap us off before the boss fight here. And this will actually be a great stopping point. Although I guess we could go to the university and fight Kakaletta for the first time, but I'd rather save that for next time. We're golden, see? Is he dead? Boom, 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 boom. Is there anything else here? I guess not. A closer save point. Chukalola. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I remember this boss fight being tricky. I think we just need to take out the old man first. Soda. What do sodas call their dads? Pop. These are like the worst soda puns I've ever heard in my life. A hippie's favorite soda, granola cola? Are hippies known for liking granola? Bubbles. Where's Blossom and Buttercup? Got him. Built Chateau de Chocohuck and founded... Okay, you're old as shit. I'm the ultimate comedian with the laughing and the chorting and the har har har. Yes, monsieurs. The Chocola Reserve. Worked on Chocola Reserve for 1,000 years. Oh my god. What are the lifespans of beans? Or bean people? I don't know what their species is called, but something like joke after joke, so it would mature and then mature some more and then okay. Until it lasts. It is kind of ironic telling it jokes to get it to mature. Like I know they're saying like, you know, like a beer or like a liquor, and we let it ferment. But that is like kind of a funny terminology. It's like, we'll mature it by telling it immature jokes. Oh, he's wearing a costume or something. There's a zipper on his back. As it is a soda of such high caliber and repute, rude guests meet a fate such as this. Un, deux, trois. We can't stand up to such a beverage. Or wait, I don't think this old dude is on screen even. Oh shit, wrong button. I think we just have to outpace damage, right? Early? Late? I couldn't tell. Okay, we broke his shield. That's a good sign. Only one target still. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Timing on that is a little bit tight. How do... I don't know how I'm missing that, but okay. Late. Ooh. Yeah, dodging that is actually tricky, legitimately. A little early on both of those last two. Okay, nice dodge. Early. I think I'm late on that. I think that's why. Oh, right. It was aiming at lower, so it's at Luigi. Nice dodge. Choose Luigi for support. Okay. Not bad. When is the old man gonna come in off screen and heal him up, though? Way early. I probably should use a mushroom on Mario here. Nice dodge. I probably should have used the jump one so I could use it twice, but it's fine. Good damage. Right, he tells it a joke, it heals back up. Who hears horses? Oh, it only heals 19? Okay, I can deal with that. Way late. Well, I can't quite get 3 of those out, so we'll just do this one. Only does 15. Okay, his defense is really high right now. 20 pigs are real hams. Ham. Shit. I think the best strat is to, I guess, save your bros attacks for when he's in his smaller form. So that way he doesn't heal back. One? Oh, I see. That was like... Okay, we're in good shape here, I think. I think I just try to get as much damage on him as possible. I think the hammer does more. That's what it looks like. And maybe he only heals him up... He heals him up less frequently this time for some reason. This has straight up got to be one of the best battle systems in RPGs, though. Like, just as a general format, it's really good. I like this a lot. I shouldn't act too surprised, though, because I'm familiar with these games. It's just, like... I'm still impressed at how well a system like this holds up. Why is it that people don't like Partners in Time? Can anyone answer that? Because I feel like that one doesn't get as much love as the others. And I'm curious as to why. Like, I feel like the combat would be more dynamic with the extra 2 party members, but I don't know. Give me a big boost. Yes. But the jokes, the puns, the humor I've saved over the last 1,000 years. Your act is dated, old man. Fucking pops a cap in his fucking skull. There's some Devil May Cry shit. We'll reunite with Mario and get our next mission, and then call it a night. This is fun, though. I'm glad that I decided to do this. Now, by the time I get to, like, Paper Jam, for instance, maybe I will regret my decision somewhat, but I feel like I probably didn't give Dream Team a proper shot. Because that really is, like, that 2013... That was a 2013 game, I think, right? The year of Luigi. That's when I started to feel like... That's around the time where I started kind of distancing myself from Nintendo a bit. Luigi. And started cutting back on the amount of Nintendo games I played. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, did I bring my Wii U to college? Like, I eventually brought it when I lived off campus, but I'm thinking, like... I don't think so, because I got an Xbox my sophomore year, I think, and I don't think I did very much gaming. Oh, you know what I was doing? I was playing, like, fucking Oblivion and Skyrim on my shitty laptop. I should not have been able to run modded Skyrim to that extent. That laptop did eventually die and just blue screen. Understandably so, but... That's right, that's what I was playing. Like 2013, 2014-ish. Or really like 2014. And at the end of 2015, I got an Xbox One. And then that's what I primarily played up through like late 2018 maybe, when I finally got a Switch. And then I kind of like, you know, did the Switch thing for a while, but then built my PC in the fall of 2020, and that's what I've been primarily gaming on ever since. So really, like, every 2 or 3 years, right? The Wii U in 2012, 3DS did stick around with me for a while, though. I was probably playing 3DS stuff, too, alongside, like, laptop, like Steam, PC kinds of stuff, and Xbox. But yeah. Oh, he's got the Chocola Reserve in him? That backwash is gonna be insane. Gross. Oh, there's the worm. Quick, stomp on it. Lore. The Beanstar is the protector of this land, and it has the power to grant any and all desires. Okay, this is very Paper Mario. To prevent such power from being used for evil, the Beanstar was cast into a deep sleep. This came out before Thousand Year Door, though. But obviously, right? Because Thousand Year Door was 04? But Paper Mario 64 was 01, I think. Very late N64 title. Extremely late. I didn't know that. I honestly didn't know N64 games were coming out in 2001 still. Because I thought the GameCube launched that year. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like, up until the GameCube came out. But still. Must be the voice of a pure and noble soul, okay. Peach is looking a little emaciated there. Someone get her a cheeseburger or something. We are prepared. Card for card, we have a better hand than she. Really? Prince Peasley has arrived. Yo-ho! The animation work in this game is so good. He just like flips his hair when it doesn't make any sense. It's like... Southeast is Woohoo University. Woohoo University. Not university. Let's go. Let me see the map right quick. Yeah, so that seems pretty clear where we need to go. I feel like after this part is when I start to get a little bit lost. But it's been a while, so like maybe I'm seasoned enough in playing these kinds of games where I won't get lost, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that seems like a good stopping point, though. Fairly long stream, but good start to this series. I'm very much looking forward to playing, obviously, the rest of this, but Partners in Time I'm very curious about. I'm very interested to replay Bowser's Inside Story, of course, and then give Dream Team like a proper top-to-bottom shot as well. Paper Jam I'm somewhat dreading, but I'm sure it's fine, but just probably not as good as the others. But anyhow, I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in.